Hello guys, how are you? So in today's session, we are going to talk about bagging and boosting techniques. So basically, bagging and boosting techniques are those techniques where we try to increase the accuracy of a model or try to gain more accuracy for a certain data set. Like if you have to perform a classification task for classify dogs and cats by seeing their images, and you are thinking that how you do that, how you can do that, how you will gain more accuracy. You are trying to use decision tree algorithm, you are trying to use the support vector machines, you are trying to use the knk nearest neighbors and some other machine learning algorithms, and still you won't get any good accuracy on the test data set. You are only gaining a good accuracy like 90% or maybe more than that on the training data set, but you don't know that how to get more accuracy on test data set. You are getting only about 50%, 60%, and you are like getting an accuracy which are not acceptable in the machine learning field. So what you can do, here's a thing or suggestion, like you can combine 2 or 3 weak models, 2 or 3 models to get more accuracy on the test data set. Basically the accuracy on the test data set is only measures is the only criteria to measure your model. You can't measure your model, you can't test your model on the training data set. You just can't say that if your model is good on the training data set, then the model is good. If your model is not good on the test data set, then your model is bad. So you are thinking that how to increase accuracy on the test data set. So basically here you can combine 2 or more algorithms models, or a single algorithm models multiple times to get a good accuracy, or by this you can increase the accuracy for the test data set, and this will help you a lot. So in today's session we are going to talk about this bagging and boosting techniques. And boosting basically is a technique where you can work on a single model to get a more accuracy on your test data set. So that is all about. So now let's get into this, like what is bagging and what is boosting technique in machine learning. So, what are ensemble methods? Ensemble learning is a machine learning paradigm where multiple models, often called weak learners, are trained to solve the same problem and combine to get better results. So, basically, from this line, as you can see, that it is saying that if you ensemble learning is a machine learning paradigm. It is a way of machine learning where you combine 2 or 3 models, 2 or more than 2 models, like the models which are weak learners, like the models which are giving accuracy, which are giving less accuracy on the test data set. You combine those models and train, and those all models are trained on the same data set, on same, like if you have a data set of 100 rows and you take 75 above 75% of rows for training that, then those above 75% of rows will given to all the dataset in a same way, all the models in a same way, and you combine all those trained model to get more accuracy for the test dataset. The main hypothesis is that when weak models are correctly combined, we can obtain more accurate or robust models. So basically, when we combine weak models and when we correctly tuning them by correctly tune them and combine them together, then we can say that we increase the model accuracy. The model is more accurate and more robust, means it is giving the more accuracy on the test dataset. In ensemble learning theory, we call weak learners or base models that can be used to that can be used as building blocks for designing more complex models by combining several of them. So basically, ensemble learning theory says that we combine models or weak learners, or you can say base models, as as a building blocks, and design a complex model by using them to make a good accurate model. Most of the time these basics models perform not so well by themselves, either because they have a high bias, low degree of freedom models, for example, or because they have too much variance to be robust, high degree of freedom models, for example. So basically, a model is not performed well if it is having a high bias or a high variance. Then by combining those model, we get a good model. Then the idea of ensemble method is to trying reducing bias or variance of such weak learners by combining several of them together in order to create a strong learner or ensemble model that achieves better performances. So if we have three models like one having the high bias, one second having the high variance, and third is having both bias and high variance, then we can combine all of these three models, and we get a strong learner, strong model, or the ensemble model that achieves a better performance. Next is like bagging. When training a model, no matter if we are dealing with classification or regression problem, we obtain a function that takes an input, returns an output, and that is defined with respect to the training data set. And it means that when we are training a model, no matter like it is a classification problem or a regression problem, we just give the input and we get an output for that. Due to the theoretical variance to the of the training dataset, we remind that a data is an observed sample coming from a true unknown underlying distribution. The fitted model is also subject to variability. If another dataset has had been observed, we would obtain a different model. So, like if we train a model on a given dataset, then we get a model according to that dataset. And if we train a model on a different dataset, then we get a model according to that dataset. The idea of bagging is then simple. We want to fit several independent models and average their prediction in order to obtain a model with a low variance. So basically, like low variance means the having the low having the high accuracy on the test dataset. That means the low variance. So basically, bagging is what it's like. You just combine two or three models, and the combining means the if you have five models, and out of that five models you are getting predictions for the classification problem like cat and dog, and three models are saying that it is a cat, the input image is a cat, and two models are saying that this image is a dog. So according to the voting preference or by using some techniques, you can say that three models are saying it is a cat, then at the end you can say that this image is of a cat. So that's how you increase the accuracy on the test data set. However, we can't in practice fit fully independent models because it would require too much data. So we rely on good approximate properties of bootstrap sample representatively representativity and independence to fit models that are almost independent. So basically here it is saying that we can't train a single model that will give that much good accuracy because a single model requires too much of data to get trained on that and to get a fully function output for the labels for all the class labels. So it is good to have two or three models and sum up their output. This is like a ensemble learning, like new instance where we have our data, we train some models, we get the output from them, predictions like 1 2 1 1, and it is giving an odd. So by using the majority vote technique, we can say that three of them are saying it is a three of them are saying it is a prediction to be one, then the ensemble prediction is like one, and by this we can say that we get a good accuracy. This is like hard voting classifier prediction. Special case of bagging. Random forest is a special case of bagging where we take n number of estimators and all estimators are decision tree. So basically in bagging we use two to three models and combine their output. So when you use two or three models or more than that models of of same algorithm, that is decision tree, to solve a classification problem or a regression problem, then that special case of bagging is called as random forest. We can say that we apply random forest technique to solve this problem. Boosting methods work in the same spirit as bagging methods. We build a family of models that are aggregated to obtain a strong learner that performs better. However, unlike bagging that mainly aims to reducing variance, boosting is a technique that consists in fitting sequentially multiple weak learners in a very adaptive way. Each model in the sequence is fitted, giving more importance to the observations in the dataset that are badly handled by the previous model in the sequence. So basically, it is saying that if a model trains on a dataset and that model is not good, then we train that model on that dataset again by tuning it, by doing some fine tuning or applying some operations. We train the previous model and get the newer model having the more accurate answer, more accuracy. Intuitively, each new model focuses its efforts on the most difficult observations to fit up to now, so that we obtain at the end of process a strong learner with low bias. Even if we can notice that boosting can also have the effect of reducing variance. So basically by boosting we can reduce the variance, and it is by using the boosting technique we make a strong learner model having the low bias or the or and with the reducing variance. Boosting like bagging can be used for regression as well as for classification problems. This boosting technique can be used for any problem, like you can apply boosting technique for regression problems and also for classification problems, being mainly focused at reducing bias. The base model that are often considered for boosting are models with low variance but high bias. For example, if we want to use trees or as our base models, we choose most of the time shallow decision trees with only a few depths. Like first of all, we discuss like boosting, like bagging can be used for regression and classification problem, and being mainly focused on reduced by the model, the base models that are often considered for boostings are models with low variance but high bias. Like like here it is going to say that if we have a model which have a which where we have to reduce the bias, then we consider those models which are having the high bias and low variance. We choose that model so that we can focus on reducing bias on all of these models. And like if we like if for example for that, if we use trees algorithm as our base model, then we can choose the depth of the tree as shallow, make our tree shallow, not much high, so that our tree is having the high bias and low variance. Another important reason that motivates the use of low variance but high bias models as weak learners for boosting is that these models are generally less computationally expensive to fit, few degrees of freedom when parameterized. So basically, the main motivation to use the low variance to use the models which having the low variance and high bias is that they use less computational things, like less hardware things to get fit on that. Indeed, as computations to fit the different models can't be done in parallel, unlike bagging, it could become too expensive to fit sequentially several complex models. Like here it is saying that we are not we can't fit too many models at a parallel time, and we can't fit too many models at a single time because it will having the more computational it will get more computational expensive. Like that, if we try to make our model, add our model sequentially, then it will get too expensive to get trained to get that models and make a complex model. Some boosting techniques. So here we are going to talk about the some boosting techniques like ADA boost, gradient boost, XG boost, XG boost. These are the some boosting techniques By using these boosting techniques we can increase the accuracy of our model and get a better model. So this is something like boosting, where we have a train a weak model and aggregate it to the ensemble model, update the training data set values or weights based on the current ensemble model's result. So we take some data set, we train the model on that, we add a model, then we can reshuffle our data, or get a new data, again train on that, again we get a new data, and again we train our model on that, and we get a final model, and we do this on a recursive term. We do this in a recursive procedure, and at the end of n number of recursive operations we get our final model, which is having a good accuracy on the test data set and the training data set also, having low bias and low variance. So that's all about the bagging and the boosting techniques. And now we are going to talk about the how we can implement this ensemble learning on the like bagging technique in the Python coding language, and we do our coding session. So in the theoretical session I talk about the bagging and boosting, what are the ensemble models and what is bagging. Then we talk about the ensemble prediction, that how is the ensemble making prediction. Here we take the vote like one one and one, we have three ones, so it is like by using this voting technique, the high number of one class we can that class. And in the there is another technique like the technique which is based on the probability, hard voting, and the soft voting is like we take the predictions, like if we have two classes, class one is cat and class two is dog, and this model is saying that this input is cat and it is 75%, and this input is cat, it is 60%, and this input is dog, it is 70%, and this input is cat, which is 60%. So we combine those percentages of dog and cat, and according to that total number of percentage we get our prediction. So that's about the ensemble. Then the special case of bagging is random forest. Then came some the boosting technique, how we use the boosting technique and what is a boosting technique. Then here are some boosting techniques like era boost, gradient boost, XGBoost, and how it is implemented. I show you it in a diagrammatic way. So that's all for the theory session.